Hello, everyone. Rukhsi from Creatifecundity Incorporated is here with a special supporting women-owned business session with Saliana Jones. Saliana Jones is a certified professional coach from Inclusion Core Energy Coaching, and her mission is to bring visibility to people in the ways that they choose, as well as to work with leaders to be more accountable towards inclusion and diversity, and to be really driven from a place of conscience and moral values in the workplace. Saliana, welcome. You are amazing in the work that you are doing, and you just have this bright spirit, as well as you have this mission for change, for bringing inclusion to all our communities. And really, it's setting an example for everybody out there to follow your lead. You're a force field of compassion. Introduce yourself further and tell us about your coaching practice. How did it begin? How did you end up to where you are now?
Okay, hello everyone, and thank you for having me. My name is Saliana Jones, and my journey with coaching started when, of course, over the pandemic, I wanted to reinvent myself, shift my direction and get some more balance and control. And it started out with me starting a podcast, and that led to me to be more driven and wanted to lead me to coaching. And I saw that I like to help others. I like to grow. I like to learn. And, these are things that I felt that I could share not only through my podcast, Embrace the Fast, but also with the coaching. So I was like, it's a win-win. I get to help others and myself. We all get to. Okay, yes, I just, like I said, wanted to reinvent myself, and shift in and do something different. And I decided, okay, I want to start a podcast on fasting. I did that. Then that led me into coaching. And I was like, okay, I love to help myself, love to help others. Coaching, the podcast, it gave me a way to connect with others when everyone was locked down. And then it shifted my energy, and I noticed that it helped others. And I was like, I want to pursue this. And here we go with the coaching, and helping everyone to be in that mastery mindset, taking action, getting results.
That is very, very admirable, and really it's setting an example for everyone out there. Where does this love of helping others come from? Have you always been this focused on service towards others, or like you're saying, you reinvented yourself? Did this happen because of your experiences in life? Because as we see a world that is very driven on profits and the hierarchy, that you were negatively affected by it, and so you wanted to make a difference by helping others. How did this start?
And like I say, back in 2017, I started a nonprofit help with dignity, homeless prevention. It didn't really go as planned. It was my passion. I was driven, but however, I didn't know the fundraising and the supporters and the donors. All I knew is I just wanted to be this agent of change and help with homelessness in the city I live in, which is Detroit, and it is very high. So like I say, I wanted to do my part, see if I can do a contribution on that end. And it didn't go as planned, like I say. And then I fast forward here now to the pandemic, and it moved me to this space where I just love to not only empower myself, but others. It's the right thing to do. Humanity, help each other, support one another, move it forward, keep it moving, and we all grow together.
Thank you, Saliana, for sharing this beginning of your passion for helping others and the experience you've had, and to address the issue of homelessness, that is such a huge issue and extremely difficult to solve as well, because you really need the support from others to tackle a big issue like that.
Yeah.
To how do you bring homes to those who do not have it, but then who do not even have the income to pay for those homes. So you need that support. So have you found in your outreach, you're helping others, have you found this support from others with the means readily available to you? What are the challenges you faced regarding support from others?
Resources, money, volunteers, supporting like with knowledge, training, monies to help move others forward, not only myself, because that's what I want to do, but when I get my firm built, like I say, I don't have any, like you would say, the connections, and I'm starting out, I'm new, like I've learned from going through my program, a lot of people from corporate, I'm not from corporate, but like I say, I'm on this side of it, but I saw the culture from being outside of it and saw what was happening. I was like, wow, this is imploding. They having big time problems. They don't know how to respect each other's values and each other's, stop judging and let people be who they are. We all have contributions, gifts, and talents. Let's put them together and grow. And somehow that seems to be a problem, so that's, like I say, I'm leadership, executive coach, also DEI belonging, because it's missing, and it has to be put in place, and it has to be enforced, and you shouldn't want to force it. It should be naturally, and it's unfortunate that it would have to take a service to be in place for you to even practice these things that should be done naturally, because we all are humans and we should respect each other's values and thoughts and feelings, and it's not just about us. And that's what it is.
Do you think, though, that there comes a line towards where we cannot accept certain values, like what we are doing now today is really putting a barrier on any values towards segregation, because any segregation from the past, especially racism in all its forms, as it's become, it was more overt before, but it's become hidden. It's within people's minds, and they've been raised that certain way, but it comes out in their values in the workplace. And not just the workplace, we can see it even in social media cultures. We see it across our environment. But at some level, do you believe that we have to be stricter in not tolerating values centered around segregation and divisions between people that are preventing them from getting along and from really supporting each other? And I'm talking about the unspoken racism and segregation that is within people that they have not reflected on and brought outside of themselves. So how do we approach, we can't respect values centered around segregation or division if it's antithetical to people, human beings, for the prosperity of them across race. So we have to, at some point, would you say, set limits? Certain values we have to restrict. What are your thoughts on the restriction of those values?
Like what we know, most of us, there's boundaries, it's a safe space, it's, not judging others. We don't have to think alike, but we respect each other's thoughts and what they have to bring to the table. We don't have to agree. However, we don't have to get violent and irate and explode and get angry because we don't like what someone else says. We are responsible for ourselves. However, you keep your composure, and if they're having difficulties on how to challenge or deal with different situations or events in their lives that they don't know how to show up for. That's their issue. Now, when it starts to affect others, then you have other people getting involved. But if that's how you feel about society and people, then that's your perception. Because we all have our own perceptions and views of how we do things and see life and all of this, and we get together based on our connections and what we resonate with. And that seems to be a person that would not be in a circle because you're not for the whole. You're for yourself and selfish reasons. You don't have good intentions. So you would just eliminate it. You would ghost it because it doesn't serve the purpose for the whole. It's selfish, and you don't deal with that. It has to benefit everyone.
The struggle I have, and in hearing it, is the people with resources, like you're saying, these leaders, the leaders with the resources, they happen to be several of them, and not just leaders as well, but in the community, there are people we see who harbor these inner biases against people of color. They
Yes.
have ingrained in them, it could be from parenting and society both, and they keep that within, which precludes them from supporting businesses owned by people of color, such as your coaching practice. And then that leaves you really struggling and suffering without the support and assistance you need. So
Yeah.
what do we do about these who still harbor? Because we can't continue to be in a society where there are people who have this hidden segregation and racism. Something has to be done because they are holding back you from succeeding and you from really living the life you've envisioned for yourself and your community, because you're helping others, not just yourself. So where do we find then the people? First, what do we do about these people who are not helping because of their inner racism or segregation? And where do we find the people who can help us?
You know what? If I knew that answer, we all would know. But like I say, all we can do as people that want to help others, opposed to just helping ourselves, is just keep moving. Because organizations like yours that supported me, and I appreciate the platform to be on here to speak, and others like yourself, they're out here. We just have to seek them out, because they're not going to just fall on us. And we seek them out. And if they're out here, we'll find them. And for the ones that want to give us the problems and the troubles when we approach them because they don't have the budget or whatever red taping they doing, it just hinders the community from growth. So that makes you selfish. So they just tell you up front who they are anyway. They're not for the community.
I completely agree with you. I just don't know. At some point, I think we need some action taken, like on a collective level. So we cut off our support for those people out there, those businesses, those social media channels, those networks, television or media networks, those government officials or whomever out there who continue to harbor this segregation, and not just being open about it, but hidden. They harbor it in hidden ways that we seize all support for them. Because, I found that I used to be that person more supportive of these leaders, even though they had all this skeptical kind of behavior and they were very driven, coming from the place of their selves, instead of, like you are saying, and the example you bring of concern for others, for the community. And so I used to be more accepting of these leaders in the past, but then I found that what it's doing, it's like one way. It's a one-way sense of support. It's like you buy a ticket to a movie theater, and then when you get to the cinema, there's no movie. You never got the
but they have the bag of money and gone. They have the bags, the sales from the ticket and gone, and that's what it is. And you left with nothing like what you started with. No support, no help, no knowledge, no resources, back to square one. And with that being said, this is where I'm at with it now. I'm on a TikTok. I had to get creative and ask 50,000 supporters to send me $1 each, so I can do some marketing, promoting, get my website, go ahead and try to get in. I want to get the women, certified women business. I'm trying to move everything forward, but it's difficult with zero, supporters, monies. And like you say, like back to you again, your platform is wonderful, the 10th house. I really appreciate you ladies for what you do. Thank you so much, because at least it's a way to be heard.
Yes, so like you're saying, then we have to rely on each other to support one another and really then amplify the voices. So have your voice amplified. You have to have your voice amplified on the grand scale so people can become aware of what it is that you are doing. But at some level, we have to shift the attention away from the audience on these leaders with all the resources, all the funds, and they already have. So people need to understand, people who have, they do not need any more. Even, if they have 3 or 4 homes, they're not even living or using. It's a waste of those homes when they can give those homes to a homeless person. That would do a lot. So I see that, and this is why people need to stop at some point, no longer invest, whether giving time or funds towards those who have and resources to them, or watching their social media. That has to be cut off, I think, and focused on the people who do not have. I really think people like you should have the viewers, the support system, the audience in place who support you from growing from the little you have to the 6 figures that you are looking for to make it. And, and then you'll be able to, then the communities around you who do not have, you'll be able to support them as well. It's exactly, we are just on the same wavelength. And I used to get even more frustrated because I'm seeing still that our society, it keeps reinvesting and funneling into the people who have already a large surplus, and then they neglect people who do not have. Like, those are worthless. You guys don't deserve, you're on the fringes, and if you don't have followers, that's your fault. It's your fault, not ours. When they're the ones who can make the difference. So at some level, like you're saying, people have to change and they have to become aware. And like you're saying, overcome these negative judgments and get to know people who have very little, because by knowing them, they're going to really understand who they are themselves. Whereas people who have so much, who don't want to associate with you unless you have that amount, they are just denying the humanity of people, as you say, that they don't see the human beings. And so they do not deserve to be heard. They really do not deserve to be heard.
Yeah, it's not right. And like I say, and these are the challenges, like I say, that I'm dealing with. Like I said, just want to get out here and make my contributions and be the agent of change that I came to be. And like I say, get out here, and like with my nonprofit, like I say, I paid my tax exempt status. I did this, I did that. They confiscated my money. I got a pro bono nonprofit lawyer working on that for me now. I like I said, it just seemed like I just keep running into all these barriers, And I just want to contribute and do my part, to make the community a better place for us all. And I'm getting all this resistance. Even when I went to go open up my bank account for my nonprofit, they wouldn't even let me open it. They say it wasn't me. They be that intimidated by someone wanting to do something wonderful in the community. I was like, I can't even open up a bank account. I went to that bank 3 times. They said it wasn't me. I formed it. It was my nonprofit. I did the budget and the business plan in 7 days. They say it wasn't me. But like you say, the isms, right in your own community. And I'm like, wow, and even to now with it, they took my money. I couldn't get my tax exempt status. That I missed out on a lot of money. I would have got a lot of money during the pandemic. I'm a nonprofit. I would have been able to do a lot of good, but however, this is what they do, and here we go. So like I say, I keep pushing and I went from the nonprofit to the profit coaching, and helping those, partner with them so we can be at our best professionally, getting that mastery mindset, results and action. And that's what it is. I just want to help so we can be at our best so everyone can be good. And we all can have all the things that we want and choose. It shouldn't be up to another person if we live or have water or a car or a job or good credit and all of this. It's too much, and people tired, and they have a right to be. They have a right to take care of their families. We all want to be good and live wonderful and be safe and go to safe schools and hospitals and good roads and homes and marketplace and marry and do all the things human beings do. It's not exclusive to just one race.
Mm-hmm.
It's for all of us. That's why it's inclusion, core energy coaching. We all are included.
Exactly. Except that, inclusion means everyone. It's not just a one way, like you're saying, one race inclusion, and everybody else is excluded. So,
right.
In terms of people will say we are inclusive, but then in practice also what is going on? Are you actually including? Are you hiring people from low income neighborhoods? Are you helping and supporting them with the assistance that they need? And, if they're making $0 of income, what are you doing about that? For example, I was thinking we have the leaders like this Elon Musk of this investor, and he's founder of Tesla, of the electrical run vehicle. And here, there is so much that they can do because he has, multi-millions and billions. And so there's so much he can do with the electrical car. For example, he could make it into a inclusion and diversity race car, which is driven to race and to beat the clock at stopping any discrimination and segregation in companies or across our institutions. He could make a whole race beat the discrimination clock, see how many people of color you can hire and support and give them the income they need to support their families and their communities. But do we see leaders like him doing anything like that with what they have? But why then all this attention on people like him? I don't understand why there is all this attention that he should receive all the viewers and financial investments until they make a change and show that they deserve to be invested in is when we need to do it, when we need to be supportive of them. Only when they make the change, when they're supporting the people in need like you and with coaching practices who need support like you. I mean, I think for anyone watching out there, Elon Musk should hire you. He should hire you to be his coach because he definitely needs coaching. He needs to change his whole approach, towards including diversity and inclusion in his business practices. What would you
Right.
say to that?
I would say it would be a wonderful investment because I can have all of your top managers shift their energy to where they're not judging and everyone is bringing their contributions, gifts, and talents to the table, and it'll shift your whole company's culture into one that's inclusive and includes everyone. And that would be wonderful. Not only with the image he have right now, it would be wonderful. All the lawsuits that he have against, blacks, I've been seeing them, they like piled up in the millions and the billions, but like I say, they so engulfed. If he would love to hire me, I would work with his high management team, his top managers, and his whole company will shift. It will definitely shift. It will definitely shift because we'll go in and change their mindset. That's what we do. From the inside out, you have to change how you view people. Stop judging people. We all have contribution, gifts, and talents, and stop thinking otherwise just because you don't think they have nothing to offer. They do. And that's what it is. They don't give you a chance. They shut you down. They have something to offer. Find out what it is. You hired them for a reason. So stop burning them out, stressing them out, fatiguing them. Let them do that job that you hired them to perform at their best in the moment, and you'll have the company that you started out with. How it was meant to be, include everyone. And there you go. Satisfied customer.
Well, he would be lucky to have you as a coach. And
Thank
Selena, can you walk for people out there? Can you walk through how you coach, what they can expect from a coaching session with you?
Okay, they can expect we can have a discovery session where we would get to see if we're a good connection. You would tell me whatever it is you would want to work on. I'm there to partner with you. You have all the answers. I'm there to support you. And then we go from there, and I can do ELI assessments. If you want to debrief, I can assess you, debrief you with the ELI, do the 360s also. I'm a core dynamic specialist leadership. I can get you to your mastery oriented mindset where you have an action and results at every situation, every moment at your choice. When you tap it at your disposal, whenever you want your energy and your attitude and your emotions to be as you choose them to be, how you want to show up. And that's what I help you with. I partner with you to help you to be at your best in every moment.
They're going to be in the most compassionate and kind and giving hands, I know, with you. Very, very like a burst of fountain of support that they've missed their whole lives. So because we have a few minutes left, usually I share at the end of the session the keepsake that reminds me of the guest. And so for you, Selena, I have this lanyard, which is a deep olive green color. And it just reminds me of you because of the strength that you have, that you pushed through the obstacles you faced. You kept going, that resilience that you have when you were met with difficulties and challenges too, your project on homelessness, and then now your coaching practice, that you keep going. And as you keep going, you keep expanding. You see on the whole outreach, you expand until you make the community grow and large, encompassing of everybody out there, so that there is nobody left behind. And so just your spirit of inclusion, it's just a powerhouse example you are of this humanitarian love, and the support you give to people around you is very much an example to everybody out there of what inclusion in action looks like. So really you are the star, North Star, a guide for people out there, and they should really consider to book a session with you as coach, because you are going to guide them to be included, supported, and very much humanized so they feel they matter. They feel that they matter, they are important, as everyone should feel. So
Yeah.
really, you are incredible. And this force field, as I said in the beginning, a force field of compassion and resilience. You keep growing. And that's the mindset to keep having, is to keep growing and keep connecting and growing, because the people will be there who are going to be on Team Saliana Jones and support you until you reach your pinnacle, you reach up to the North Star that shines through you. So
Thank you so much. I
congratulations.
really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Congratulations on your coaching practice. I really feel it's going to be a huge success, and we are definitely going to get the word out there. We have to keep publicizing and informing as many people as we can. So all of you out there who are watching, you have heard Saliana's experience today, and now you know about her STAR coaching practice, inclusive coaching practice. So hopefully you will consider booking a session, as well as spreading, especially spreading the word to as many people as you know about Saliana's coaching practice, including Elon Musk. Anyone, so that she can coach him, because he definitely needs the coaching. And so, and hopefully, that will help her to spread, as she's, bringing the world together. She's bringing the world together. She's bringing you closer to your community. So thank you so much, Saliana. Do you have any words, anything you want to share?
I just want to say thanks so much for the opportunity. I appreciate all the kind words, and it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We really enjoyed having you here and really getting to hear the story you've shared about your actual experience. And we need to now come together and really build up the support to see your coaching practice grow. So let's all make that happen. And thank
Yes.
you, everyone. And stay safe, healthy, and happy.
Bye.